It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see which conference reigns supreme tonight. It's the Buffalo Bills and the Atlanta Falcons under the lights on Monday night.
Mere feet from where the Georgia Dome stood and the Falcons played for a quarter century. We're looking at the team's home since the 2017 season, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Ewart. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage and get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, to get this one going. And we're underway in Atlanta. Return coming from the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So here come the Bills for their opening drive. And leading them out, someone who's still the pride of Wyoming University and Fireball, California. One of the league's best and biggest arms, Josh Allen.
We've seen a lot of big arms come and go in the NFL. Few translate that talent, though, into stardom, quite like Josh Allen. It's fun for me on the college football road when I ask these young quarterbacks who they idolize, who they look up to. And just about every big guy that can run says the same thing, Josh Allen, because that skill set is so tantalizing. A player who can rip off a highlight reel play with a pass, and just as easy with the down in just about any situation.
And the man is there to knock that away.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Couldn't bring it in over the middle, incomplete.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. From the shotgun, it's Allen. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? And it chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
So on fourth down, out comes the son of a punter, Brad Robbins, to boot this away. Fair catch made here at the 30. So out head the Falcons for their first possession. And leading them out is a master at overcoming adversity before and after being drafted 8th overall in 2024. Out of your alma mater, Washington, it's Michael Penix Jr.
One of the big advantages of Michael Penix coming into the league is it wasn't storybook in college. In fact, he got beat up in Bloomington. Everybody remembers the end at Washington, the runner-up for the Heisman, the national title game. But he took a beating. Injuries derailed many of his years back at Indiana. And I think because of that background, because of all that gets built through that adversity, he's more than ready for everything that comes his way in the NFL.
His first throw is an interception. Christian Benford has it. And the Bills are going to get the football inside the enemy 40. Well, for their sake, partner, I sure hope the rest of their pass attempts this game go a whole lot better than that, because it is pretty clear this defense came to play.
And I can promise you this, Kate, nowhere on that opening script does the word interception ever appear. You never want to see an INT. Now they're going to have to flush it. That's the key here for this quarterback in the offense. Got to flush that mistake and press on ahead.
New set of downs for him at the 38. It's Allen out of the pistol. He's got Khalil Shakir. This is ahead for about 5. Divine Diablo there on the tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Putting the tight end in motion. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. This is complete to Dawson Knox. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Complete to Shakir. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. First turn of the game for James Cook. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills parlay the interception into points. It's a James Cook touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Extra point up and good from Bass. And the Bills will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Bass now to kick this away. On the return, here's Ray McCloud. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. The Falcons taking the field for their second drive. And we only saw this group for one snap to start the game, Brock, so hopefully we get a longer look at them this time.
You know, Kate, in a lot of ways, it may even be easier to shake that first one off. They're barely on the field.
Yeah.
So it's really a second chance to write the opening series you wanted.
The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. They'll run it here with Bijan Robinson. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Tackle made by Cole Bishop. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Penix working from the gun. Pass is caught, that's Darnell Mooney. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Slot man motioned over. 1st and 10, a run to Robinson. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. A toss now to Robinson. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Making the stop that time, Taron Johnson. Back-to-back runs yielding just 2 yards, and now it's 3rd and 8.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Complete beyond the marker. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Falcons will have a first.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once. I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
Putting a receiver in motion. Penix now on first down. Bails out of the pocket quick. He can run it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. They got 24 yards on the play. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they'll get there and stop him at the line.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can you get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
From the shotgun, Penix. The throw is caught. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Third down, 1 yard to go. Penix here from the gun. He has the first over the middle. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. A gain of 3, and now they're going to be able to plan for first and goal.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And again, it's Penix. Escapes the puck, and he carries it in for the touchdown. The Falcons reach pay dirt for the first time this game. Michael Penix Jr., the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Extra point by Q is up and good. And the Falcons tie this game 7-7. To kick it away, here's Pinion. Laviska Chanel to return it. Good looking return here, and he's got room. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. The Bills offense all set for their next drive. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Throwing now on first down, Allen. Coleman with the grab. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Second down now, 7 to go. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Back to throw now, Allen. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
I think it's fair to say, in the eye in the sky didn't lie, without that ball being tipped, we were looking at the big game. A missed opportunity to push their offense and a great play on the other side to deny the throw.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. They send him left out of the slot. 2nd and 10 now. Complete to Coleman. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Leonard Floyd bringing that play to a close. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Allen setting up to throw. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Jesse Bates in to pick it off. And the Falcons finally see the return stopped. They're going to take over following the interception at the 45-yard line. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. It is charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 47. Got a man, it's London. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Falcons will have a 1st.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
An option give to Robinson. And he's going to run this down to the 36-yard line. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. From the 36. Able to hit Robinson, complete. And he gets it forward, is still about a yard out of that. Making the stop that time, Taron Johnson.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
3rd down give to Robinson. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there, making a really close measurement to see if he got the 1st down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On 1st down, here's Penix. He'll get this complete to Pitts. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down. That's the end of our 1st quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. Both teams neck and neck so far. We'll make our return to Mercedes-Benz Stadium after this. Back for our second quarter. It's Falcons football. They're advancing it well as they face second down. Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. They go play action. Here's Penix. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
Well, that was all about the eyes. You've got to read the quarterback's eyes as a defender and make sure you know where that throw is going. And when it does, well, you got to react and knock it away. That is well done.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Here's Robinson up the middle. And he's blocked down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. Cut near the goal line. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. Only a yard on the game there, and now it's going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 4.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
And they will score. It's an Atlanta touchdown! The Falcons pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Koo on now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Falcons break that tie and now lead by 7. To kick it away, here's Pinion. Here's Chenault on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Buffalo sending its offense to the field. They've stalled out since that first touchdown, Brock, while their opponents have done the opposite. They've heated up, and their original 7-point lead, now a deficit of 7. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now the shotgun give to Cook. And he'll go down, it will say right at the 39-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the 1st down.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Allen. He's got this complete to James Cook. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Straight ahead, here's Cook. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. We send a man in motion. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Connection made to Coleman. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Curtis Samuel's there for the catch. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo! The Bills can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Bass gets the extra point to go. And the Bills tie things up at 14. Bass now to kick this away. Here's Jamal Agnew on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Here's Atlanta ready to take over possession. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Penix working from the gun. He's throwing deep to the left side. They connect on the deep shot. All the way, that's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons need only one to take the lead. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even in early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Koo on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Falcons break that tie and now lead by 7. To kick it away, here's Pinion. Here's Chenault on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Bills and quarterback Josh Allen ready to get back to work now on offense. And they're a touchdown back, Brock, as they take over down 21-14. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They've got a man in motion. 1st and 10. Here's Allen. Hits him on the out route. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
From the 37, Shakir with the grab. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Throwing the out route complete. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
2nd and 6 coming up here. To the air again, Allen. And that's incomplete, and he's happy to have that one fall compared to, well, the alternative. Looked like it was going to be picked there.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. To throw again, it's Allen. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
1st down throw for Allen. Coleman with the grab. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Again, Allen to the air. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Cook trying this one up the gut. And he got what he could there, only to the 14. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs, against the better defenses in this league.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this second down. Now Allen. He's on the move. He tucks it and takes off. And he scores. It's a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Josh Allen, the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
That one splits the uprights. And the Bills tie this game at 21. Bass now to kick this away. Here's Agnew on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Onto the field runs the Atlanta offense. And with each team coming off a touchdown and scoring well early on, we've got the makings of a barn burner here, Brock, if they can keep this up.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, as an offense, it doesn't mean you over-try, but you just know, hey, man, our defense having a hard time slowing them down, and we've got to step on that accelerator.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Penix here from the gun. That's brought in by Mooney. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Give him 13 on that play. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down. From the shotgun, Penix into the hands of Pitts. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
On 1st down, here's Penix. And the 1st down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. And now it's 2nd down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
And again, it's Penix. Short pass brought in. He's got a gain of 6 there. Making the stop that time, Taron Johnson. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. So that's their 1st. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. Here's Penix to throw. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a 1st. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Penix on 1st down. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be at 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Getting out to his left. He's keeping it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the first down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. To the air with Penix. He'll get this complete to Mooney. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Penix now. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
The kick by Lutz is good. And they've taken back the lead.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. That's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. Only 10 seconds remaining here, so 1st and 10 may be our last snap of the half. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground to start this one off. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4. That's the end of 2 in Atlanta. The Falcons really spreading their wings. They're out in front so far. Now we'll send you south to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breath as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports Halftime Report. For the Falcons, they were led in the first half by their quarterback, Michael Penix. He threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for another, as his guys have the lead at halftime. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This is a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Falcons and Michael Penix Jr. set to take over again. And he's impressed beyond his work as a passer partner. He's been more than willing to run with it when the opportunity has presented itself. And I don't think they care how he does it, right? Just keep on moving that offense the way he's been doing. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Penix looking to pass. Pitts brings it in. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Play action. Here's Penix. Wow, wide open here. Complete. And they can't chop to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And the Falcons will have a first.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
From the gun, it's Robinson. Makes a cut to the right sideline. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
First down from the red zone. He'll get this complete to Pitts. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
Penix working from the gun. Cut near the goal line. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got first and goal.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. Motioning the tight end now. Throwing Penix. And he will score. Touchdown, Atlanta! The Falcons grow the lead coming out of halftime. Right on the edge of the goal line for first and goal. And I don't know about you, partner, but that surprised me that they just threw it in. No attempts at running it.
Yeah, I think it is so hard for these defenders. You got to be so keyed in and physically, you know you've got to stop that run first. So a first down pass play can and certainly was effective.
Coup on now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Falcons make it a 10-point ball game. To kick it away, here's Pinion. Here's a return from the 7. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Bills and James Cook making their way back out on offense now. Their work really cut out for him now, partner, to follow up that touchdown and get things back to a one-score game. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's a give to Cook. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Again, it's Cook. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go. From the shotgun, it's Allen. That's caught for the first. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. This is Cook. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
Running back sent in motion. 1st and 10. Here's Allen. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and you couldn't do it.
And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
Well, that is a well-designed route right there. He really made it easy to get that pass to him. Creating space, QB receiver, deliver.
Now run by Cook. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they're going to tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Man in motion here. Taking a big shot for the end zone. Really pushing the envelope on 2nd down, but the deep shot doesn't work.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Stays upright. Ooh, can't avoid that one, and they take him down. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
The Bills with a punt team out there. And he'll try to have his 2nd punt top his 1st one. So this one goes out of bounds inside the 20, but not by much. They're giving him the 18-yard line. The Falcons headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's a counter give to Robinson. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Tackled on the play by Taylor Rapp. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
from the 23. That one's complete to London. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Falcons will have a first.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10, a run to Robinson. And he drives ahead for good yardage up to the 45. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Here's 2nd and 2. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
First and 10 from the 41. They'll run the draw with Robinson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Sometimes the surprises work out for a nice gain. And sometimes, well, those surprises, they don't surprise anybody, and you're left hoping your running back just gets up.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Here's Penix. Finds the in route complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Penix now on first down. It's into the hands of Mooney. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
Penix here from the gun. Throw reeled in by London. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
2nd and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. From the shotgun, Penix. He's got it. Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the 3rd. It's the Falcons with the ball. They're leading, but not by a ton. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That was a beautiful picture, Kate, of stop the run on the way to the quarterback. 3rd downs, I don't mind a draw call. You're thinking pass. You want those defensive ends to come upfield. But kudos to that whole defense to stop that run on the way to the quarterback.
So now on 4th down, the Falcons electing to send Younghoe Koo after the field goal. Only a 20-yarder here. The kick by Lutz is good. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
Those 3 points could go a long way to securing this W. Makes it a lot more comfortable knowing the other side's got to score a couple touchdowns now. A touchdown and field goals, not going to get it done anymore.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Here's Chenault on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Possession switching back to Buffalo as their offense heads out. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Play action now. Allen. Flushed out of the pocket. Now here he goes. And he'll get it up to the 27.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. And he gets back to the line, but no more.
You know, Kate, it's almost as if the defense invited him to make that throw. That was a play they knew they could defend, and they stopped it right at the line.
Drive in dire straits, it's 3rd and 9. Now Allen. Hits his tight end on the corner route. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Allen setting up to throw. Able to hit Palmer, complete. And they make the tackle at the 38. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Shakir sent in motion left. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
Well, I know this. This staff loves the athleticism and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who can take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Allen on the play action. No one open, so he chucks this to another county.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. To throw again, it's Allen. Complete beyond the marker. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Again, Allen to the air. Shakir with the grab. And he'll go down here at the 16. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Allen gonna throw again. He brings it in. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
To the air again. Allen connects with Cook. With some fancy footwork there for the touchdown. The Bills now within 1 score in the 4th. It's a James Cook touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Bass on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bills get it back to within 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. McLeod now returning it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now here come the Falcons on offense. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to 1 score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Man in motion, out of the slot. Play action, here's Penix. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. That's brought in by Mooney. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They gain 14 on the play. And the Falcons will have a 1st. Robinson on the inside give. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive 1st down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Putting a receiver in motion. They go play action. Here's Penix. Buying some time left. He's running with it. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Trust. Kate, it is such a big part of playing the quarterback position. Yeah, you got to trust you can make the right reads in the passing game, but sometimes these little runs that just get that first down, it gains further equity, further trust with your play caller, and most importantly, gives you a first down for the offense.
Pitts brings it in. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Here's Robinson up the middle. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Another carry for Robinson. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Staying with Robinson. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. That's the 2-minute warning here from Atlanta. Falcons up by 6. Gotta figure out this 3rd down here. A handoff for Robinson running right. And he manages to reach the 19 before he stopped. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. Young Hui-Koo out for the field goal. Pressure hanging over this kick. Ball on the right hash for this 36-yard look. The kick by Lutz is good. And that'll make it a 2-score game.
Best kickers I've been around here over the last few decades, they relish these moments. They know the hard work all their buddies on offense and defense have done. And they can make it a 2-score game and be clutch when it matters. These are the moments they live for.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Here's Chenault on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Bills set to take over offensively. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Throwing the out route complete. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Need to work as quick as you can here, Brock. 2 timeouts left, down 2 scores. It's 1st down. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Pass complete to Cook. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
This really isn't a route designed for a lot of yards, Kate. You're just trying to get a small handful and move on to the next down. Stay in rhythm. But anytime you can work some magic after the catch and stretch it out, Those are welcome bonus yards.
Bills moving quickly now. They're in the hurry-up. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Buffalo calls it second time out of the half, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Another try following the sack. That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're left facing third and long.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Throwing now. And he goes down. The Falcons got to him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. The problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
Trying to push it deep downfield. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in four-down territory, down a couple scores here in the fourth. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee. Now the Bills use their third and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Lining up to take a knee on second down. With the win in hands, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Setting up for the kneel down on third. He goes to a knee as time winds down in this one. So the Falcons earn the win in this one. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other.